Hello. Oh my goodness me. Well, sorry, it's sliding in slightly a little bit later than I said, a couple of minutes late. My landlady showed up, so I haven't got any heating. Well, I haven't got any main heating. Just got a little convector heater here, but my other one went, so she decided to turn up at 5:15. But anyway, we're here now. So do say hello. Do say hello. Let me know that you're here. Let me just see if I can do that on there. Oh my word! Right. So I'm straddling platforms here just as a bit of an experiment. It's very Heath Robinson. So I've got you, my lovely cheeky templars on my iPad, and I've got you, my lovely chi timers on the mainframe. So, goodness me. Oh, better turn off that because it pings things. But this is what reminding me is that we all have stuff going on, don't we? Stuff is always going on. And how do we get into our chi space? Or how do we remember or remind ourselves that we indeed have got a chi space to even land in when things are happening all around us? And that is, I think, a real challenge for us, but it's also a good discipline. It's good practice for us to remember that we do have this awareness of other, which I'll get into in a little bit, as well as the awareness of what's going on, the whole drama side of things. So who's here? So Clara's here, hello. And Carol's here, hello you. And Tracy's back again, yes. You were late too. We were only a couple of minutes late. So let's have a little quick chat about time. Time, they say it's of the essence, but no, my essence is not of time. Not my true essence. And time gives us a structure in this dimension that we live in, and it helps us to structure our days with what we're going to be doing and where we're going to be going and whether our night storage heater is going to go on or not, that kind of thing. It's useful. But as living, breathing beings of the Tao, we have a flexibility to how we are in our lives that requires time to just ease up the pressure a bit. Yeah? Are you with me? Yes. Helen is here from Sweden. Lovely. Nice to see you. Oh, yeah, exactly. That is the thing, Tracy, is that when we let time support us and we might look like we're a couple of minutes late on the clock, actually it synergizes and we all kind of land and go, you know what, that was perfect. So there's a certain amount of trust. But there's also being late for stuff when you're rushing around like a blue-assed whatever. Although that's not happening so much now for those of us who are in lockdown. There's not much rushing around anywhere really, which is actually very good for us. So Juanita is here on Chi Time. Hello to you, my dear. How are you feeling today? So what was I going to say? Yes, so I'd like to have a little chi chat about this presencing of ourselves around where we can place ourselves. Yesterday we went, and Fleming's here. Hello, you're in Sweden as well. Yes. Yesterday, those of you who are on the live at 5, we looked at that place inside of us that can be in our bellies, that can bring us into like presencing in the now. So I think it would be rather nice to go into that place again. Denmark, Fleming. Yes, absolutely. Next to Sweden. Sorry, not reading properly. Should wear spectacles more often. But yeah, this presencing of ourselves, no matter what is going on, it is like one of the biggest gifts we can give ourselves at the moment. So we have a choice. Do we want to be in the busyness outside doing, or do we want to be inside watching? Well, we kind of want to do both, don't we? But so there needs to be there's awareness of both. And so much because of our vision, the hearing, we get very pulled into the drama of the mainstream world. And it's very easy to forget our meditation space, which is what we could refer to it as now. So Carol is here as well. Nice to see you. And so how do we do this? So this is a Taoist practice of placing our awareness. And then I'm going to ask you a question in that space. But don't let that perturb you. It's a very simple question. Taoist stuff. It's all very simple, but very now moment. So I'm assuming you're sitting. If you're sitting, sitting, feet on the ground, hip width apart, your knees and your hips and your feet in alignment. Feeling the support of your sitting bones and the backs of your thighs. Tuning into the rhythm of your breath, watching the air gliding in and out of your body. And each time you breathe out, you let go a little bit more down into your sitting bones, down into the chair, down into the floor. And as you're letting go down, also be aware of the length of your spine lengthening up. And that you're, I kind of feel like you're being drawn up from your crown, which opens the back of the neck. So when you draw up from the crown, you don't tip up your chin. It actually lengthens the back of your neck. So we don't go like that, we go like that. It gives you a little bit of a double chin look, but that's all cool. You want to relax the jaw and feel the lengthening of your spine. Hi there, Sue. Good that you could catch the live at 5. So this is a simple version of our seated Wu Chi. I go through the standing Wu Chi and seated in much more detail in the courses that I run. But here, let's just drop into how we are right here and now, because this is already giving you presence of landing in the now moment. And the now moment is like an eternally evolving now moment, right? And it's not something we can rush towards or think about. It's actually being in it, and being in it with our breath, with our posture. And then this softening of your belly piece. Can you soften your belly? Can you do that? And notice what happens to your breathing when you soften your belly. Well, it kind of brings your mind down to that arena, doesn't it? Amy's here. Hello. Just dropping into what we were doing yesterday as a point of reference for what we want to build on today. So being curious, having like an openness, like not really knowing what to expect. Ananda's here as well. Hello, hello. All are welcome. All are welcome in our chi space. And as your awareness kind of softens, you become more interested in what's happening inside with the relaxing of your belly and the softening of your breath. Again, not trying to make the breath do anything, just noticing that it could calm down and calm in and ease, ease, ease. And there's something about us doing this together. Yeah, we can do it on our own, but when we practice this together or on repeat, you know, the energy is imprinting in the video. Somehow it sort of enhances your experience and it forms the field that you pick up on. And just like that image that I shared with you, if you're in the Chiqitemple on Facebook, I sent an image of a little tea light in the darkness, so a tiny little flame, and that this is invited in to be the beckoning beacon at the center of your dantian, which is just below your navel and just in. Just feel your way into that place of balance. And this in itself is beginning to refuel you. So your dantian is your elixir field. It's different to a chakra. It exists co-spatially, but there's a different energetic component. So it's a reservoir of energy that can be filled up, and it's like a globe of light chi within you that expands and releases. So it doesn't just give off energy willy-nilly. It actually holds the energy and lets it dissipate gradually as and when you need it. So we build it up with this practice, and there's a whole thing about the amount of energy that you're bequeathed when you're born, and that with this practice we help to enhance what we have left. That is such a brief overview, but I think that is interesting to know that you are given a certain amount when you're born, a combination of your mum and dad. This energy resides in your kidneys but is resourced by your dantian. So this is sort of Taoist traditional Chinese medicine angle on Qigong, of which Qigong is part of. But this knowing that you can enhance the energy that you have left. So you have a basic energy store. This is why respecting your energy is so important. And that when you come into this awareness of your belly flame, your belly light here, from a place of being planted into the planet, connected up into your body, so aware of the cosmos above you, and then bringing your awareness into your belly. I mean, simple, but how are you feeling? You know, what is this doing for you? I mean, don't tap into machines now, but just asking that question, what is this like for you to presence yourself in your belly? Letting the mind know that you're doing yourself some really good work play by doing this. So what I'd like us to do today is a very simple rocking movement, and then we'll look at this presencing yourself in the back. So just with the rhythm of your breath, breathe into your belly, and as you breathe out, rock the whole body forwards. And as you breathe in, rock it backwards. Rock it forwards as you breathe out, and backwards as you breathe in. Hi, Malcolm. So it doesn't have to be a big movement. And you certainly have the whole of you going forwards. The chin is not leading, and the chin is relaxed. You're leading from the belly that then supports the chest and the sternum and the head. So the whole thing is moving as one with the rhythm of your breath. So this is a meditation itself. It's very, very soothing. Very, very soothing. And you can get into this thing about the mind knows what's coming next, but with the breath leading, does it actually know the pace that your system wants your body to move in? Yeah, so you might find that at the end of your out breath, you might want to pause. You might not, but you might. And then as you breathe in, there's that turning point there, which might invite another pause, or you might be happy to carry straight on. So hand over to the wisdom of the rhythm of your breath to give you the pace of the movement. Hi there, Clive. Good to see you in here too. Now be aware of the length of your spine. And feel your spine moving your body forwards as one long column and drawing it back. You know, you've got the belly leading and the initiating the movement, and then the spine supporting the whole thing. Simple presencing. And when you combined movement with the rhythm of the breath, you're really starting to harmonize your mind, body, spirit system. Getting a whole lot to work as one. So to Gather even more energy into your reservoir in your belly. Just begin to let the movement become less and less, so you're not quite so far forward, not quite so far back. So be aware of your spine, holding the show from behind. As you get invited into a still spot, a place of perfect balance and poise for right now. And breathe this sort of expansive, spacious feeling into your belly. I am balanced. One of the biggest affirmations you can do right now. I am balanced. Because it resonates with each and every one of your cells. Because each and every one of your trillion cells is wired for balance. And so when you access this feeling of balance within you, connected deeply to your dantian that basically runs the show, then you enhance the feeling and the sense or the actual reality of balance throughout the whole of your system. So this is a big gift. Now also you have this witness point of being in the back of you. So in the back of your head, the back of your neck, the back of your shoulders, the whole length of your back, your spine, the back of your pelvis, your buttocks, the back of your thighs, back of your knees, back of your calves, back of your heels. So here you're leaning into the back of you, leaning into the support that is there for you. And just notice how much quieter it is in here. You might see things going on in front of you, or have thoughts or whatever, they go on here in front. You're in the back of you, you're presencing yourself in the back. And just feel how broad your back is and how strong your back is. So know that whatever is going on anywhere, we have world events happening today, we'll always be having world events happening, particularly today. Whatever's happening in your family at home, whatever's going on, when you can presence yourself like this, you're actually connecting in with your eternal sense of self, the one that's been watching all your life, all your lives. There's this thread of continuity, and this is where you access it in the back of you. The watcher has enormous compassion for the local self. And this is where your spiritual, soulful self can also be aware of your personality. And the two do need to find a way of getting on with each other. Again, with compassion and kindness. So as I say, this is just a little drop into Elemental Qigong practice with me, Clara Apollo. And yeah, if you want to come in and play more, we can go into deeper arenas. We can go into how we're unlocking tensions and stagnation in the joints. We can get into full-on Dao Yin movements and almost like dance-like explorations. And we can also access this internal Neigong which is the inner alchemy. And these are the two main aspects of Qigong. When weaved together, gives you a real whole, I'm going to say discipline in a broader sense of the word. It's a modality to work with that is deeply self-kinding and enriches your life and gives you back to yourself. And yeah, when I started my training back in the early 90s, it was exactly what I was calling for, but I didn't know that then. I didn't know about Qigong then. But I was exhausted, burnt out costume designer with a young son and in my early 30s. So yeah, it was a bit of a time. So it's great, you know, to have massage and cranial sacral therapy and acupuncture and shiatsu, all of that. I loved all of that, and that's why I learned my Reiki training as well. That was such a beautiful gift. But with Qigong, you can empower yourself. You can work on yourself. So you can take it anywhere with you, you know. So we have a Tom on Chi Time. Hello, Tom. Nice that you're here. Welcome in. And Tracy on the Chiqitemple is saying, loving the modality. Yes, want more. Thank you, Tracy. Well, I have a 7-week course starting on the 2nd of February. So this is the beginning of spring, like the Imbolc. It's the quickening of spring. It's just when the water element's beginning to come into the wood element. And we're going to look at what this means to us in our bodies. We're going to look at the resource of the soaking up of the water to nourish our bones and our brains and our kidneys and all our juicy bits. And and how this nourishes the wood within us. So this is the creativity, this is the strength, this is our musculature. It's also around bringing harmony to our livers. And how many of us are feeling angry, a certain amount of rage even, and we don't really know what to do with this. So yeah, so let me know if that's interesting to you around the how to clear from the liver arena, because that's what we're going to be looking at. The support, the water element, it's always going to nourish the kidneys, and as I said before, this is where the primordial essence, your primordial energy sits. And so that it's like a go-to. I wouldn't do any Qigong practice without saying hello to the earth and the water. But then we look at how these nourish us, how this feels. Thank you for the hearts. And how that can then help us manage ourselves. So if you want to know more, drop me a little line on chiqitemple@gmail.com. That's CHIQITEMPLE, or just in the comments here, and I can send a live link over. So Tracy's saying my body loves it already. Yes, it sounds wonderful. Yeah, that's so true, isn't it, Tracy? The body resonates with it. I mean, the mind, yeah, there is stuff that we can feed the mind with. There's books and books. I've got loads. And when I first started learning, I couldn't stop reading. But actually, it's this visceral experience of tuning in and honoring the wisdom of the body to heal itself. Wow. You know, just like each of our cells is wired for balance, the whole of us is, we're also wired for healing. Because when we're in a balanced state, we activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So we come out of the stress response. Frankly, anything that helps us do that right now is high on my list. And then, so I'm feeling I want to do some movement now, but I've been online most of the day. But the sessions that I run are on a Tuesday morning and a Thursday evening, and it's a 7-week course. And yes, Clive, indeed, the inner alchemy is definitely part of that. But I also do one-to-one sessions as well. So if there's specific areas that you want to dive into for yourself, these can like augment the 7-week course, or they can be standalone to weave into the modalities that you're already doing. So those of you who are into mindfulness and other energy modalities like Reiki or color or shiatsu, acupuncture, all of that, Qigong weaves beautifully. As I said, just a standalone discipline, but it's also, healing art. It's also the amount of people, and even today, one of my clients was saying to me, she said, it feels like the missing piece of the jigsaw. Hey, Carol. Yeah, good for the mind and body. Missing piece of the jigsaw, yeah? It really does feel like that. And that's how what I noticed, having studied all the different modalities that I had up until I found Qigong, was like, this is the one that weaves it all together, as well as giving you something unique as well. So I'm just going to swing over to the Chi Time TV because Tom is asking something. He's saying he's been in chronic fatigue for 3.5 years. He wants to ask a couple of questions. Go ahead, because I've got other people here I know that have had chronic fatigue. And Clara wants to know more about the inner alchemy. Yes, yes, yes. I bet you do, sweetheart. So Clara's already on the 7-week course that we're doing. So is Carol around and Sue, the water element. And I know Ginny will be along later, and I expect Sarah will as well. It's just such a beautiful way to work and play and explore and get like a deeper relationship with different aspects of yourself. So yeah, Tom, do you want to send me an email on chiqitemple@gmail.com and I can answer your questions that way, because it's not easy for me to type right now because my iPad's sitting on top of the of the keyboard, because I'm just doing my version of streaming to 2 platforms at the same time, which is fun. So Tracy, feeling it, loving it, yes. And when you do, when you have the experience, this becomes like, you talk about muscle memory, but when you do something you remember it. When you have a feeling like that, there's a memory of it. Once you've had the feeling, it invites you back because you know it's there, you can visit it again. So this rocking is a very simple way of bringing yourself back in. It's multi-layered, multi-leveled, and we go into that more in the and there's something else brewing that I'm not going to tell you about right now because it's all very exciting and I want to stay nice and calm. But to offer you one-to-ones or the 7-week course, or I think I'm going to be back in here tomorrow at 5 as well. I'm just loving it. I love all your comments. I love that we're growing a network here. We're supporting each other through the times that we're going through. And we are in uncharted territory. So as long as I keep getting engagement and comments and feedback from you, I will turn up. But I won't be here on Friday. Got other stuff going on. So, yes. Yes, so someone's found me through Amanda, lovely Amanda Ellis. Now, I will be doing more interviews on Chi Time TV, but I've got a feeling it's not going to be till February. So let's build the energy in here. Let's have these kind of sessions going on that really nourish us as individuals coming into community around the world. So let's just bear that in mind, that we do have people watching on Chi Time TV that are in America, I think. You in America, Tom? What about you, Juanita? Are you in America? We've already got people in Sweden and Denmark here. Here we are a global network. So what do we, God, where are you say? Very relaxing. Helen's saying it's very relaxing for me. Yes, send me some questions, love. Absolutely. What sort of comes up for you, and we will continue. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Really. And thank you for wanting to be with your chi as well, because as we take care of ourselves like this, it's so self-kinding. It's such a kind deed to do for yourself. It's such a deep compassion and honoring. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, did you? Tara found me through Amanda. Amanda's such a good friend. And in fact, Amanda keeps wanting to practice Qigong, right? And she's not quite done it yet. I've shared some Qigong bits in some of her workshops when we used to work together in Bournemouth. But so she's always enjoyed it. But we'll give her a little nudge. What was I in the middle of saying? Yeah. So when we give to ourselves and we fill our well, then we are able to give in a much more resourced way to the world. And does the world need more resourced, harmonic, resonant, vibrational gorgeousness? Yes, it does. And people like you and me that are bringing it through. So let's hold each other's hand cheerfully around the world. Take a deep breath in. And I'll see you tomorrow at 5. Another live at 5 here in the Cheeky Temple. Hugs, exactly, hugs. Give yourself a hug. We have to give ourselves hugs now, don't we? Well, it's always very good for your shoulder blades, giving yourself a hug. All right then. I will drop in comments, as I'm sure you will, and we will continue this cheerful conversation. Thanks for being here. Bye for now. Oh, Tracy, you're in the USA too. Cool. Later. Bye. How do I stop this?